Hi guys, looking at my Hubsan H101B, has it? Where's my box? H101B. In the corner of the screen there. Tried flying it, found I had to reverse the ailerons eventually for it to fly the way I expected it to. Like when you put the stick to the right, it went right, and when you put the stick to the left, it went left. Unfortunately, it took me a long time to work that out and crashed it a lot of times because it would drift to the right. I would give it left to correct it, and that would make it go faster to the right. So we hit lots of things quite hard. End result is I did get it flying, but we've broken this bit here. At least I'm pretty sure I broke it. It's possible it may already have been broken before we started, and that may have been part of the problem. But what we're going to look at now is if we can get it apart. See how it's put together and see if there's any chance of 3D printing replacement parts, because I've had a look online and they are not available. They're listed on some places, but they're not available. Can I pop that off there? It doesn't want to come off. I could just undo it, I suppose. All the bits are falling out. The broken bits. Don't want to lose them. I want to be able to see what they look like. Did another bit fall out? A little washer. I'm sure these should just pop off. Probably have to be a bit rougher with it than I want to be. Come on, you've got to come off. That one's just sliding along. I don't care which of you come off, one of you's got to come off. Right, this bit's coming off okay. I'm just twisting it at the other end. It's coming off, so I should be able to get the dimensions off it. And then we'll see what we can do. So I had a good look online. Some parts are still available. This model is probably 10 years old at least. Well, I'll get that off. It's coming off slowly. But before I damage it too much, I'll get the dimensions off it and we'll see what we can do. It's going to be something like that. And I reckon a bit sticking out in the middle both ways. Well, that's a bit of luck. After turning the helicopter over, looking at other things, that piece just dropped out. So that's the piece that was missing. So we now have all four pieces to work out the dimensions on this. But we are missing, I would guess there's two of those little washers, one on either side as spacers. Oh, wait a minute, no. 1, 2. I've got one on the screw there. And we might have everything. That'd be lucky if we have. On a slightly different subject, I'm just looking at this tail rotor. I reckon that's on backwards. Because it's actually rubbing against the plastic there. And I think that's on backwards. I think somebody may have taken this one apart in the past and replaced bits. not surprising. I mean, it's 10 years old. Well, I may be wrong. It may have been the right way round, because when I put some power on it, it's turning that way. Which would make that the wrong way round now that I put it on that way round. The only guidance I can find is looking at that picture there. The curve is on the side it was on before I changed it. Yeah, I've got to swap that over again. Well, that's odd. But it was certainly on too far. But that could have been me bashing it into things. So it's showing it. Clean the rough stuff off. It's showing it that way round in the picture. And that makes sense with the rotation. Well, that's the first attempt. We'll see how it goes. Obviously that needs cleaning up. Right, well, it's failed straight away. It's actually split as soon as I've tried to push the rod in there. But we'll carry on and see if I can screw it all the way through. Because I had to put a slightly thicker section in the middle there that aligns with that little notch. So I'm interested to see if we can actually get past it. I'm wondering whether I could actually print this with TPU, flexible. You can see the split all the way up there now. That's the trouble, when you're printing it that way, then you've got very little strength in between the layers compared to in the opposite direction. So, first test tells us we're going to have to make the hole bigger up the middle. Measurement wise, that is bigger than that. This is about 1.5, the hole is 1.6, but my experience tells me you've probably got to give it 1.7, 1.8. That's just broken there. So we're not getting all the way through with this. So Mark 1 is a failure. And I would think that I'll probably find the holes for the screws aren't big enough either. On the positive side, it's such a small piece, it only took 7 minutes to print it, instead of something taking me several hours. So I'm wondering whether to try and print it out of either TPU or I've got PETG. PETG is more like plastic rather than PLA, which is a little bit oh, that is the right size hole that way. Yeah, PLA, which is a bit brittle. That may be all right. No, we don't want it to go all the way in. It looks like it's could possibly be a tiny bit bigger. You really can't adjust by sort of tenths of a millimetre, which is probably what that wants. And the other bit I've got to check is whether that fits in there. So that dimension looks like we got it right. Remember, I had to take the dimensions off the broken piece, so you're a little bit stuck as to exactly what the right fit sizes are. Right, a little bit later at night. This is version 2. So I made everything a little bit bigger, so it's gone through without splitting it so far. I've no idea how long it'll last. Obviously I've no idea because I haven't tried it. I suspect it may be a bit stiff and that may cause problems. I could try lubricating it. Spraying a little bit of silicone lubricant in there just to loosen it up a bit. I mean, it is moving about and I'm not quite sure how tight it was before. We'll power it up and see if we can just spin it up anyway. Now we want to know if the Flybar is actually manoeuvring, because what that does is it makes these react to the helicopter pitching around and it smooths it out. That's my understanding of its purpose. So if we start it running, and then if I turn it, we're obviously not going to really know until we try and fly it, which we can't do because it's dark outside and it's been raining anyway. So if we're lucky, we'll try it tomorrow. If we're unlucky, it will have to be some other day. What I will do is I'll put it back on charge. Thanks for watching. If you want more information, check down below in the video description. If you like this video, you might like this one up here. And if you want to subscribe, you can check out my channel over here. Up here is my latest video on my channel, and down here is a video playlist associated with the video you've just watched. Thanks again for watching.